Good morning, Zio here, and today we're going back to the wonderful, wonderful world of your favorite things, surprise mechanics. You know you love them, you love them, you love them so much that you hate them. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Peter Moore and EA something another. Gosh, I can't remember now. I'm bad at this today. Anyway, grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you should go ahead and do so now at the end of the video. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, all that good stuff. And remember to follow me on several different social medias. Yeah, I probably don't even mention that. All that stuff is linked down in the description down below. I need to add a few because I now have Minds and whatever that other one is, MeWe or something that I don't really particularly care for. But anyway, I'm on all the locations and I share my videos daily that way, so you know. If you can't actually get it in a notification or any of that good jazz, it's probably there. So, anyway, yeah, we're talking about loot boxes, surprise mechanics, and all that other stuff because of Peter Moore's statements. Anyway, ex-EA guy defending EA's FIFA Ultimate Team packs because why not? They need to. It makes up what, a good 28% of their income altogether is loot box stuff. But anyway, we've gone over this stuff countless times. So before we get into it, you've got 1 in 10 young gamers get into debt by loot boxes. That was December of last year. And then, of course, you've got 31% of UK gamers struggle to track spending on loot boxes. We've gone over several stories where parents have found out that their children have charged thousands of dollars, drained the bank account, and all this other stuff, and, you know, without even realizing it because they've just... It's so easy to click that button to buy another pack, and, of course, leads into other things where I say things like parents parent your children. Don't link your card to anything. Don't let them have access to it. I mean, heck, I do that. The only thing, I don't have my card really linked to anything that anyone could easily press a button, and I know it's a pain in the tail to re-input all that information all the time. But if you want to keep somebody from accidentally spending thousands of dollars, it's what you've got to do. If you can't figure out what parental controls are and put an actual password to it that's not your birth date, yeah. Anyway, so let's go and take a look at what Peter Moore had to say. Let's see, a games industry veteran, Peter Moore, doesn't view FIFA Ultimate Team card packs as gambling. Of course he doesn't. He served as president of EA Sports, that's what it is, ex-president of EA Sports, when the mode was introduced back in 2008. But yeah, let's just go ahead and go through his quotes because they're great. They're hilarious. That's the whole point of this video, to see his quotes and laugh at him because, yeah. Anyway, according to Peter Moore, pointing into the history of sports enthusiasm, says the concept of Ultimate Team goes all the way back to collecting cigarette cards in the 1920s and 30s, as well as the UK Lucky Bags, packs of randomized sweets, toys, and activities of his own childhood. But of course, you know, that's how we have to go into it when, EA and them were being questioned by whoever in the governments or whatnot. They were talking about likening these things to some kind of eggs or something that the UK has, I'm not sure, where you get little things to it and coined the term surprise mechanics and said that's what they always called them, surprise mechanics. They're not loot boxes. There's no such thing as a loot box. They're surprise mechanics and all that good stuff. But yeah, you can see where he's going with this. He's going to liken it to something in his own childhood, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And it's like, well, when I got those were amazing and all this other stuff, and that's fine. But, whatever. we're likening it to childhood, and, it's a weird slope because, even thinking about it, card packs for something, say Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, stuff like that, that technically is gambling too, except for it's got a higher odds. The difference between things for the digital age versus a physical thing that you can hold, the odds are kind of set in stone for those. It's like if you're going to buy boosters somewhere, advice real quick, if you buy boosters for a card game, do not buy them from card shops or mom and pop shops. Normally I would say, support them and stuff, but if depending on the people running the shops, I would suggest not buying boosters from them. I'm sorry, I've seen it happen 1,000 times at this point. But essentially, the odds are pretty simple when it comes to opening a whole pack of boosters and stuff. It's like you pull the first 3 or 4 and open them up. One of those is going to contain a holo, right? And then what they do is start counting in threes, I think is what it is, all the way up from that one. So you get 1 and then 1, 2, and then the third one's going to be the next holo card. Their odds are like 1 in 3 is going to contain some kind of rare or ultra rare or something like that. And there are card shops and stuff out there, especially the one here, or the ones that we've had here, with the exception of one. There was only one really good card shop we had, and it shut down so long ago when I was younger. I was devastated. Anyway, but essentially what they do is they'll harvest those out, and then open the packs, and then sell the commons, uncommons, and rares, ultra rares, and stuff, a la carte. Which of course does make it easier to go buy stuff. So if you're looking for a particular card, I would say go to those and spend your money that way. But if you're just buying randomized packs, go to Walmart or Target and buy them. As long as they don't have an employee who knows how the system works, of course, and has already done it themselves in the back or something and grabbed a bunch and then bought them, when they got off or on break or something, you have a much better chance of actually getting some of these things. But of course, it's all anecdotal. Some shops don't do that, and I've rambled too long about card shops now. But anyway, the odds are much favorable in the physical space, right? Even in casinos, the odds are better. You can't beat the house, but you sure can win from the house quite often if you know what you're doing. But anyways, as people love it. I think the sense that uncertainty and what are you going to get, and then bang, Ronald or Mesa roll, is that how you say it, Mesa? Would roll out, and that's a wonderful thing. Gosh, I got something in my throat now. And yeah, eventually it will. You'll spend hundreds of dollars into this thing, and then eventually you will pull something pretty decent out. When it also comes to these digital things, their tip, if you're going to, invest in them, don't do it daily. Seriously, grind up some coin or whatnot, in-game currency, and then, wait a few weeks and then drop some on those packs. You'll have a much higher chance of actually getting something because they want to hook you in, right? You get some pretty good stuff out of it. After you draw 5 packs, you're like, ooh, just one more. Ooh, just one more. And then you keep doing that, and the odds get lower and lower as you go on, of course. So, do it sparingly would be my best advice if you're going to. But the odds are generally stacked against you, and for the most part, they don't disclose those odds. And then some games are disclosing odds because of rules, laws, and regulations on them now, forcing them to disclose said laws, which is a good thing. But anyway, you're always getting something. It's not like you open it and there's no player in there. And, I love this concept because I hate it so much. You're always getting something. And then, a good like 70-80% of the time, it's all crap. It's stuff that you can't use or already have, and then it is turned into whatever currency to do whatever, or this, that, and the other. It's one of the things I couldn't keep up with Hearthstone because, one, I couldn't put the money in it to buy the packs anymore. So I couldn't really keep up with the meta or anything. But also a lot of the times when I did buy packs, I already had 3 or 4 copies or whatever it is, whatever their max is. I think it's 3. I already had a bunch of copies of it, and then it just had to be converted into dust. So it was not worth it. And another game that I am playing on and off that I do kind of like, but really need a controller to play it with. Just gonna say, is what is it? Mega Man X links or something. Gosh, I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, it's only available in certain areas, so you've got to go through a roundabout way to download it here in the States. But yeah, and it's got a similar concept there. I haven't spent any money on it, but I get a bunch of free gems, then I'll drop some in the roulettes and whatnot to try and get something. But most of the time it's just a bunch of stuff I already have, and it's just converted into a currency to then level up that thing that I'm not currently using or whatnot, because that's not the items I want to use, and I'm not actually getting anything worthwhile after the first few times of doing that. That's what happens with these digital things. You're always getting something, but it's probably not something you really want. Anyway, this is my personal view, but the concept of surprise and delight versus gambling on a continuum, they're a long way from each other. You buy and grind your way up, getting a gold pack, you open it up, and you're either happy or you think it's a crappy pack. More often the crappy pack. I don't see that as gambling per se, but again, this is my personal view as an outsider right now. Really? He doesn't view it as gambling. He's trying really, really hard to not liken it to gambling, because it is. In my opinion, it is straight up gambling. Anyway, I get the scrutiny. I understand outside of the sports that loot boxes, again, another EA title in particular, get a lot of scrutiny and criticism. Probably talking about, what was it, the Star Wars game. Anyway, EA pulled back on that. One thing they've always good at getting, or at is getting feedback and releasing, you know what, probably shouldn't have done that, or that was the wrong decision, it wasn't gamers first, and then pulling back and making a different decision. In reality, EA is going, let's do this. It's going to be great. Oh, fuck. We fucked up. Just apologize and let's redo. EA trying to just pass it through, and they keep doing it too. Every time they release anything big, they've been building things around these mechanics, of course. You had the Star Wars thing, and then the other game that was coming out too, they had to postpone because the entire system was, we found out the entire system was built around loot boxes and such, just like the previous game, and they had to redo a lot of stuff. And then, of course, Peter Moore, we get into how much it makes. It's 27% of EA's net revenue, and the numbers speak for themselves, according to Moore. And if you play it, you'll love it. One of the only complaints we get about Ultimate Team while I was at EA was if the servers went down and they couldn't play or open their packs. Yes. Okay, cool. The problem is people have been complaining about this for years. It's not a new thing. It's just EA doesn't listen to any of that other stuff. I mean, seriously, people do love to play the game, but at the same time, sports games are probably some of the lowest rated games ever to exist. I mean, we can look at the newer ones, for this year, FIFA 21, NBA 2K21, 0.7, 0.8. Madden NFL 21, the lowest rated game in history at this point. A 0.02 on the PlayStation, 0.04 on the Xbox. Warcraft Reforged. Oh, sorry, that's not a sports game. Still pretty bad. Anyway, The Sims 4, the Star Wars. I mean, I remember when that came out and everyone was like, what? There's polls out everywhere asking what the fans want, and the least rated one, the one nobody wanted, is the one that the EA decides, yeah, let's do this. Everybody wants this, right? No, they just wanted to cash in the whole, Mandalorian effect and all that good stuff. But, you got WWE 2K20, FIFA 21 for the Xbox One, some Call of Duties, Tom Clancy, more FIFA 2021. PC, Fast and the Furious, let's see, NBA, FIFA, they're on NBA, Madden, NFL, they're the worst rated games of all time. Players do not like these games for various reasons besides loot boxes. It's the fact that they're rehashed, they're reused. We looked into one of the NFL games recently too, where you could actually zoom in and see the old logo of last year still in the stadium up there because they reused all the assets and somebody forgot to turn like the 20 to 21. And it still said like NBA 2K21 or something like that, or NFL, whatever its title is. 20 instead of 21 for the new year, because that's all these games are, reused assets. And then it forces you to rebuy these packs, of course, especially FIFA here. It's a yearly release with loot boxes, and that is a horrible, horrible, terrible, gaming scheme. There's a word I'm looking for, and I can't think of what it is, but hopefully you understand what I'm getting at. If it's a game that I know that's not going to be out for a long time, that I'm going to replace next year, I can never see myself ever putting a dime into it, to be totally honest. There are a few games out there that I have put money into over the years, like, for instance, World of Warcraft, still kicking 15, 16 years later. League of Legends back in the day when I played that. But, if it was, there's going to be a League of Legends 2 next year, and a League of Legends 3 the year after that, and 4 after that, I would never put money into the thing again if I couldn't just bring that stuff over that I already purchased and had to repurchase it. It's asinine, in my opinion. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.